Crazy.
So I got an update on that game.
Okay, what's good?
Touchdown Oregon, pretty decently sized run. 9:13 left in the second quarter. It is 13-7 pending a point after.
Come on now.
That was a 45-yard run.
Wow. Okay. You know what,
ladies and gentlemen? 65-yard run. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not, without further ado, we had guests. I'm not gonna hold it any longer. Let's bring him in. I know he's gloating in the background. We're bringing two of our guys. One guy, Alec Schaumburg and Nathan Snell.
What up?
Alec.
What up?
How we doing, guys?
Oh, we're good. We're good, Nathan. If you don't know, my team just got scored on. Oh, wow.
Let's
speak on that, Alec.
go.
Wait, this is like the one time I've seen him excited for the Oregon Ducks all year.
Right.
It's because Sean wants to be on my freaking case all dang week. Says good morning, except for you Oregon fans. So,
Every day.
well, that's what I'm going to be doing. So, nope.
It is all right. It is all
right.
He
poked the bear.
Yo, welcome to the show, guys. And hey, we're gonna dive into this one right now. I got to readjust the score that I had on here was 7-7, but it is that no longer. There was a couple games earlier. Alec, you said you watched the Military Bowl, the Duke versus UCF. What were your thoughts, man? Is Duke for real, man?
I mean,
you bet on Duke?
I had substantial amount of money on Duke, substantial amount on that game. But with UCF, I didn't think it would be this far of like a lopsided win. I mean, it's not really lopsided. It's like 18 points.
Yeah.
But with the way Duke is, they looked like they was. I mean, for the first part, at first like quarter and a half, it kind of scared me. They got lucky with that step out of bounds fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I thought that was definitely on UCF. That was their ball, but I enjoyed it. ACC is slowly stepping up.
I'm telling you,
Duke's been that team all year. They were 8-4 going into this. Like that's a very good football program.
Big fun though. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I get it, man. Hey, shout out to Riley Leonard, and I'll never shout out another Duke player again. But Riley Leonard definitely balling out, having 173 in the air, but also 63 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Look, this guy he's a monster, man. Thank you, Johnny. I agree with you, Johnny. Screw you. All right,
I agree.
Let's go. I'm with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nathan. Yo, Nate, what were your thoughts about this game? Did you get a chance to watch this one?
Yes, I did. A couple things stood out to me when I looked at both teams. I'm a fan of Riley Leonard. I mean, the throw for almost 3,000 yards, had 20 touchdowns on the season. I really love their ability to create turnovers. Even though UCF, they are explosive as an offense.
Yeah.
They almost put out 35 points a game.
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of guys, they picked UFC. A couple people picked Duke. But man, this is going to come down to how do you contain both offenses, in my opinion. So
I mean, look, you talk about UCF's offense. I mean, John Rice Plumlee, we've talked about him all this year. This guy is multifaceted between throwing and running. This guy gets it done. But they were really able to neutralize. Duke was able to neutralize his running game. They kept him under 200 yards in the air and got that interception off of him.
Yeah.
So, look, UCLA, I mean, I go back to that game they played against, I think it was Louisville. Are you UCLA? UCF.
Yes.
I go back to the game that they played against Louisville, where I believe they were up like 14-0 at the half, and they completely gave up the lead.
Yeah,
and they lost like 20-14, and they really haven't been that not necessarily a threat, but they just haven't been what we feared
the
last couple of years.
Same,
yeah. So that has definitely been crazy. What's up, Alex?
I thought you said we could get a game at least with all that stuff that all that games had this year. I'm guessing most of them all. I think I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I think some of their key players opted out for the draft. I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
That UCF team seemed a little bit off, in my opinion.
Yeah. It didn't seem the same. Like it didn't seem they were fully invested in it, for sure.
Yeah.
And Plumlee he's on the baseball team for this upcoming season. So.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I got an update on another score.
Yes, Kyle, I have a Lightning jersey.
Kyle's talking his trash.
Yeah, always.
Let me know what was winning a cup. Oh wait, I'll wait. 2040, right? 2040. Okay, I'll wait.
Yo, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl going on right now. Arkansas jumped out to an early lead, but the game is very close right now with 1:05 to go. The score is Arkansas 38, Kansas 30. Alex, man, wow.
Yeah, this was 38-13 at one point.
Right.
Yeah, like mid third quarter. It was 38-13. This is 17 straight points by Kansas here. We're going to see if they can get the onside kick here and try and get this last score.
Oh my goodness.
But man, I keep picturing if they still had Jalen Daniels or whatever that quarterback's name was, man, this would be a different game.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. After the injury.
Anybody see the hit he took and still held the ball?
No.
Like Kansas's quarterback?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
He had a big hit, and I guess he was trying to fight. I guess he almost fumbled it, but he held on to the ball the entire time.
I'll have to see if I can find that later.
Oh my goodness.
Onside kick recovered by Kansas.
Whoa, here we go. Here we go.
So going to win the game.
Now, all right, I was about to say, I need a guarantee, Nathan. Is
I
it
picked
going to
Arkansas
happen?
to win on Bleachers Report.
You pick Arkansas? All right, they got the 8-point lead at the moment.
Wow, and they're down there already. They're down at like the 15, 20-yard line of Arkansas. They just took a shot to the end zone. Receiver almost had a one-handed catch.
34-yard play. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, with less than a minute to play, Arkansas has an 8-point lead, but Kansas, after getting the onside kick, they're driving, ladies and gentlemen.
They're at the Arkansas 16.
Woo!
I have it on right now.
Oh, let's go.
Man.
Okay, get out of here. Go Blue Devils. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
This is a good chance for Kansas to end their season on a high note because they did lose the last 6 of their last 7. I think we're getting 5 of those 6. They lost by 2 points.
Yeah, and
look, double digits.
You talk about a team that if we go back to late October, we're seriously looking at this team like, can they run the whole thing? Can they go undefeated? Because they started off playing so well until that injury. I mean, Duke,
right before they played TCU.
Right. We talk about Duke. They went 3-0, and they had to play Kansas, and Kansas was able to get that victory, man. So this is a team that, with minus a couple injuries, they could have been in that conversation.
They were ranked as high as 17 at one point. This was a very good football team.
This is craziness. Checking in on North Carolina game, incomplete pass in the end zone. Probably pass interference, Alec.
Delay game on Kansas. Back at the 21
I admit that was pass interference. That was definitely not called.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look, he's hooking them. Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I see Alex donation to the refs was cash.
Oh, yeah, I'm admitting it. How much you pay them, Alex? How much you pay them?
At least I'm admitting you to pass interference. At least I'm admitting it.
Touchdown, Kansas!
Are you kidding me right now?
Wow!
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So ladies and gentlemen. 38-36.
Now, we're waiting on the 2-point conversion. This game right here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
This is why bowl season is so great.
Thank you. This is why we get so into it. This is
never know what to expect.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And look, we're going to talk about this one as well because I got this one also going. Alex, you keep checking on that game. We got a 1st and 10 with under 6 minutes to play. Alec, talk to me about your team. How many of your guys are playing today?
2 points, good.
Good. Tied at 38.
We're tied.
I will adjust that. How many are your guys are playing for Oregon today?
I'll be 100% honest with you. I really don't know. It's been so in and out. Like it's been so in and out of players saying they weren't playing, then they are playing, were playing, aren't playing. It's like the last 3 days. It's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
They showed it to California, but some of them were like they've flown there just to not play, and some end up playing. So it's kind of a toss up. The whole there's some players in here that I didn't think was actually playing because they were on the opt out list.
Yeah.
So this whole list is this whole list is weird to me.
Well, see, that's the crazy part because you got these people that have even, or you said the opt out list, but there's also people that have already committed to transfer, and like Grayson McCall, and then he still got in there and he was able to play. So it's weird. It's like, when does this stuff come into effect? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does Bo Nix get an extra year because of the pandemic?
Yes,
I think he gets that COVID year.
So that's everyone ends up getting it. That's why, like you saw at Penn State, Sean Clifford was there for 6 years. He got that because of that COVID year. Sam Hartman getting that extra year. I know he's going as a grad transfer, but gets that extra year because of COVID. So it'll be nice once we kind of get reset to that regular. You get 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So then you don't have to wonder, okay, are these guys that are almost 25 still coming back? Like,
right. He said, more importantly, what unique combo they're going to wear. I just want to take a minute and say I appreciate the fact that Oregon decided to be like a normal team and just wear two normal colors, somewhat normal. I don't know about that green.
Oh, don't worry, I got you. Wait a second. Just my Lightning are already winning. Might as well.
Oh, he's coming with it.
Sorry, guaranteed win in Tampa. So,
wow. Let's get it. Yes, and after he gets back, we'll also talk about a upcoming game for later on game.
I'll just give a quick update here. So Arkansas fair caught the kickoff.
Uh-huh.
They have 41 seconds and 3 timeouts from the 25-yard line.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens here.
Are we
if KJ Jefferson and that offense can get it rolling again.
Are we going to see something like the Buffalo versus Chiefs playoff game last year?
Oh, man.
Back and forth? Oh, look at here. Look at he did wear it. See? Oh, I knew it. Wow.
Anthony Brown. I'll wear disappointments.
Right. Good gracious.
Only jersey I actually bought my jersey the other day, my Justin Herbert, because I always get whatever Oregon player I like, I get their NFL team's jersey. Like back home.
Oh, okay.
Even though he didn't play for Tennessee anymore, I have Mariota's Tennessee jersey. Now I'm getting Herbert's jersey.
Nice.
Because I support my favorite Oregon players.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Nice.
I can dig it. Yeah, buddy.
Yo, Ben, I'm not a freaking Chargers fan. It's just I just support it's a Herbert.
Yeah. Yo, so Alec, you did say you were looking at this game too.
And to Johnny's comment, no, I'm not. even though we are disappointed sometimes, but
that game just kicked off. The one we're about to talk about here.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm looking forward to because I have Texas Tech in this one.
Really
interesting.
I mean, I have Texas. I mean, anytime I can side away from Ole Miss, I take advantage of it. Especially it's.
I think with Jackson Dart and them coming back, I got Ole Miss. Oh, that's gotta be PI. That's gotta be PI.
Yeah, I got it. Jackson Dart, if he's healthy, as he's running it, man. Him and Heath at receiver, I think they'll be able to too much.
Oh, hey Alex, you got a comment from Ben with the khakis.
Woo! Oh, wait a minute.
Touchdown, Tar Heels.
Let's get it.
Drake May is a redshirted freshman.
Redshirt freshman,
yeah.
Okay.
So he came and he sat Sam Howell's senior year. So he came and he was in all those meetings. He was watching film, just essentially a mini me of Sam Howell. So that's one of the reasons why he has been able to have so much success because he's like been in it. He's understood what was going on. Him and Sam Howell have such a great relationship, So, I'd love seeing this. Let's go.
I did have a question about Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So if Ole Miss wins, does Lane Kiffin stay or does he still leave?
I think he's staying regardless. I do. I think that was all talk. I think he's staying.
I'm kind of leaning that he stays. I mean, I thought they turned down an offer to be at Auburn.
Yeah.
Maybe that's. I guess Ole Miss will find a way to pay him.
Well, and most of the big-time coaching jobs that were out there are already filled, so he's not going to get a better job than he has at Ole Miss right now, so he should stay.
Yeah.
He said, Johnny Dean said, that touchdown pass by May was better than any I've seen from Sam Howell. Look, May's got talent, man. May's got talent. His size helps him. Sam Howell was a little smaller. May's, he's a nice size. Look, I love what May is doing right now. We'll see what happens going forward. But Sam Howell, you saw the jersey I got, ladies and gentlemen. So Sam Howell is in the heart. We'll see what's going on with May. But let's go into our guy, Nathan. We got you on here, man. Let's preview your game. We got Duke Mayo Bowl, Maryland playing NC State. What are your thoughts, man? I know you've talked about Maryland all year long. You've watched them. What are your thoughts, man?
I'm excited. I mean, we're going against the number 25th ranked school, NC State. I mean, a former ACC rival.
Yeah.
So that brings back memories.
Former.
I don't miss ACC.
They can do a better conference. They can do a better conference.
Wow. Are you kidding me right now? Wow.
Thank you.
Hey, we have like 4 teams that could have went and won your conference this year. Just saying.
Yes. I mean, Maryland finished off the season that last month, which was always just really eyesore. We beat a Rutgers team that's still, to me, still building. I don't want to talk about the Penn State or Ohio State embarrassments. So I mean,
I disagree with you on Ohio State being an embarrassment.
Well, not Ohio State, the Penn State
building block game for you guys. Oh, Penn State, yeah.
I mean, the only thing is, I think what stands out for me. I'm sorry, Alex. Rakeem Jarrett.
I'm saying that we're in overtime here.
Yeah.
Overtime.
Going to OT.
We won't have Rakeem Jarrett, Jacob Copeland, Dante Demas Jr. Because they're all, I believe, declaring for the draft. I know Jarrett is. And CJ Dupree, he's transferring to Alabama. So,
I heard is Himby transferring?
I don't know about Himby. I think Himby's staying. But I know Jarrett is declared for the draft. I think Jacob Copeland was also declared. I believe I remember seeing it correctly. He's declaring for the draft, and Demas Jr. So,
well, that's your 2 best receivers.
Yeah,
painfully.
What about Talia?
I mean, Talia's playing, so he won't have his playmakers. I mean, the only what we'll have out there is Hemby and Littleton.
Yeah.
Hemby and other still gives you guys a chance, though, especially with Devin Leary not being on that other side. That gives you guys a chance.
Definitely. So, anyway, I think his backup. I forgot who they played. I think it was Boston College. I think his backup got hurt.
Yeah.
For NC State.
They were on to the third string.
Yeah.
Craziness, man.
Hey, what tight ends, man? Jesus.
Going tight ends. Yeah, first downs each. Oh, yeah, big. Yo, Nathan, what other games have you been looking at or looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the TCU. I'm not sorry. That was Kansas. That was supposed to be the Texas Bowl. The hold on, I have my notes here.
Hey, by the way, Strong, that was that player that played like 11 freaking seasons.
Was that the guy that had like forever eligibility?
Boy, that will never leave. I've seen that before. There's like too many freaking players that are playing. Like I think it was like week 4 in college. They showed 2 players that are like 28 years old. I'm like, Jesus, just give me a break.
North Texas has a quarterback that's 30.
Austin on or what?
On here, yeah.
At that point, you might as well just skip the NFL.
Right.
Because you can't really go far in the NFL at that age.
Probably like institutionalized.
Just imagine being a rookie quarterback in the NFL, being 30. You're like,
right?
Push you around
behind me.
Oh my gosh.
What you saying, Nate?
But to answer your question, the Orange Bowl, Tennessee versus Clemson.
Yeah.
That should be a good game. Washington versus Texas.
Away with that one.
Oh.
I think it's
Klubnik. I think Clemson runs away with it.
I think so too. I think Clemson by 2 touchdowns.
Who's the bowl game tomorrow?
I'm saying 3.
This is tomorrow's game, right?
Yes.
No, that's on. Wait, they play tomorrow? I thought they were Saturday.
No, I'm sorry. They're Friday.
No. Yeah,
Friday.
Yeah, they play the 8:00 game. Them in Tennessee.
Dang.
Yeah.
We're not taking the Miltons of the Tennessee.
No, that offense with Kate Klubnik running it now.
Yeah, well, that's the difference.
Oh, I forgot
they got dude.
Yeah, because DJ's already
going to Oregon State.
Yeah, your buddies.
Yeah.
Where his brother, a 5-star edge rusher, just committed to those Oregon Ducks right there.
Oh my!
Yeah, I know. I saw
gracious.
that. The Pac-12
I wish
is
Maryland got a
definitely
5-star
weird.
recruit.
No, my goodness. What is Raheem Jarrett? He's not. He's
He's declared for the draft.
Oh yeah, he is leaving.
See, but here's the thing, Nathan, is we hardly have any 5 stars on our team, and look where we're at. And I think that's where you guys are building, though, is you guys have a lot of those 3 and 4-star recruits, and you guys are building them up to be extremely talented players.
Definitely.
Like you guys that are talking about going, there's conversations to go first round some of these guys. Like I think what you guys are building there, and that coach has done a phenomenal job.
Do you know?
Shout out to Coach Loxley.
Game is?
He's even flipped some guys to come play for him next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's definitely building up that defense, especially linebackers and interior line, because that's a weakness. But really,
I just wish Maryland we could bring back that rivalry between Maryland and North Carolina, so we can show y'all what's really going on.
There's not really much happening in the ACC. I mean, the only thing that makes the ACC relevant is basketball.
Hey, our football is coming up in a couple years. No, Clemson had us up there.
Yeah, Clemson had you guys up there. But I think Clemson will rebuild here quickly. I think you guys are going to be right in that top 15 picture for the next couple of years. As long as May's there, in my opinion, you guys are going to be up there.
Bowl game is?
I definitely agree.
What's that?
North Carolina's definitely got him.
There's a bowl game that Alex talking about. I think it was either him or Johnny, but that Tulane and USC game. That's the game I'm really looking forward to.
Yes,
Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
That's the game I'm really looking forward to watching.
That's gonna be a good one.
Me too. I'm also going to Utah Penn State that day.
I like Ben says, like I feel like Tulane can win that. Like Tulane's been like that team all year in their conference that everybody thought like was a pushover, and then they show up every game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I say they make their resume against USC.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're talking the ACC there.
USC pick 6.
Johnny brings up a good argument. FSU is going to be very competitive right away too.
Go!
And you didn't go nowhere.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
This is what Sean wanted on his
by the Tar Heels. Let's go.
If I get a phone call attack,
quick update on this game. Kansas has the ball first to start overtime. It is 4th and goal at the 2-yard line. So it'll be interesting to see what Kansas does here, if they kick the field goal or they go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us. We are sitting out here trying to talk these games. Ben Cortez says, I got Tulane over USC. Look, we talked about that before. I don't think the lights are too bright. Caleb Williams, the first action he got was against in that Tulane game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where Tulane almost won. It was 40-35 in that ball game. Good.
Oh. Touchdown, Kansas. Woo. By the way, I should have been paying closer attention to this game. Jalen Daniels is playing. He's playing.
Yeah, he's coming in with an injury.
Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, he's separated his shoulder, strained it or something right before the TCU game.
That's that day.
And then he hasn't played since. But he's 34-52 tonight, 512 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks before that touchdown.
Yeah, buddy.
Jason.
No. Hello, Jason.
No.
What the hell?
Oh, don't worry, Nathan. This is normal. We get these comments
good old Jason. This is good old.
These comments happen a lot.
Oh man.
No.
So I have a question. So is TCU the team to beat? Because they're the number 3 ranked school going against Michigan. Mm-hmm. Then you've got obviously Georgia. So
I mean, Georgia
is that the team?
Let's be real.
There it is. Yep. It's got to be Georgia.
I think in terms of like odds to win the whole thing, it goes Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, then TCU. Honestly, it's just to me. I don't trust that TCU defense.
Well, the thing is with Cincinnati from a year ago, it was almost like they had 3 years to build up to what the Rams did in 1 year last year. They built up all their guys. You have Sauce Gardner, Kobe Bryant. You have your quarterback, Desmond Ridder, Alex Pierce, wide receiver. I mean, all these guys were guys that got drafted and are making serious contributions in the NFL. You know what I mean? All those guys stayed for 2-3 years. And then played together, and to get that far was such an accomplishment. But you knew there was going to be a drop off, and now that Luke Fickell left, I fear they're going to go back to what they used to be.
Touchdown, UNC.
Let's get it. Night, baby. Is that Josh Downs? That's Josh. Where is it? Let me see, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
Arkansas is on the 2-yard line, I think. 5-yard line?
No, on the 6.
Wait, is the score 45-38?
45-38, yeah. First and goal, Arkansas.
Oh, baby. No, I cannot find it.
Yeah, Arkansas had a nice one of those little tunnel screens to gain like 15 yards.
Let's go. Shout out to Tar Heels right now. Looking like
touchdown Arkansas.
The lead. Wow. So
we're
going double overtime?
Well, we gotta see if they might go for 2 here. They might just kick the point after. We'll see what happens here.
For the game, ladies and gentlemen, definitely tune in.
LSU did it against Bama.
Very true. Very true. Touchdown piggies. Definitely stay tuned.
It's also 6-0 Texas Tech right now over Mississippi State.
Alec, what's that North Carolina score, baby? Tar Heels.
Hey, what was that ACC championship scoreboard?
What was that Oregon Conference championship?
Night, Alec. Night, Alec. All right.
What's for that? I'm taking Michigan to lose for that.
No.
Bad.
You can lose your money then.
Well, I'm gonna put money on it.
Because you know it ain't happening. 45-45 going into second overtime.
Wow.
I wish.
So just remember this one, they have to go for 2 if they score a touchdown.
I'm talking ish on the Wolverines on Saturday.
Get kicked out of your mom's place and then
right. You'll be on the cold, brother. You can be on the cold. But look, so let's talk. We talked about Alabama. We talked about a lot of these guys, Clemson, a lot of these teams that have these star players that we know are going to go into the draft. But you see some of these guys that are still playing. Talk to me about, like, you think about Alabama and you think about Bryce Young and Will Anderson Jr. Is that smart? You know, it's kind of become the move to leave, like Christian McCaffrey did, like a lot of these guys did. is it smart to continue to actually play this game, seeing what happened to Grayson McCall today?
For Will Anderson, no. For Bryce Young, it absolutely is. Because there is still debate on which guy's this top quarterback. Is it Bryce Young? Is it CJ Stroud? Will Levis is still getting conversation at number 1. Yeah. So for Bryce Young, you have to leave, no doubt. You have to go beat up on this Kansas State team, show your dominance, and solidify that you're the top quarterback in this draft. But for Will Anderson, he's the number 1 edge rusher. It's not even close. The only competition for best defensive player and probably best player in the draft is Jalen Carter, who's also playing. So, So, Will Anderson, I don't think he really has anything left to prove. But Bryce Young, he's got to leave it all on the table.
Is that now? Are you saying that because of the season Alabama had, or you're just because he's undersized at the quarterback position?
Because, well, here's my thing. I think if Ohio State didn't make the playoff and CJ Stroud wasn't playing, Bryce Young doesn't have to play. But you're going to see CJ Stroud play again. So I think if you're Bryce Young, you have to have another performance.
So it's more like that draft stock situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
Colin said. Oh, go ahead.
Like in my opinion, I feel like it's more so like he should play like probably the first half. Hopefully they're up at a point where it won't be a problem sitting out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because any kind of injury affects that draft stock. Even with Ojabo last year, he was supposed to be a first round pick. He played good in the championship, like the playoffs, and then
touchdown Arkansas.
When it came to the pro day, anything can happen.
And it was stupid dropping him back in coverage.
Yeah.
He's an edge rusher. Why the hell are you dropping him back in coverage?
Right.
It's just like you can't. I wouldn't say it's one of those things where you got to be very careful with everything you do from now until draft day.
Well, right.
Any small thing can affect your draft stock.
Then let me ask you this, and I'll come to you, Nathan. Are these guys right that say, "Hey, I'm missing the bowl game"? I get it. You want to be with your team and everything, but you got an opportunity to have generational wealth created and brought to your family. Are these guys right for saying, "Hey, I'm gonna skip the bowl"?
I think it goes. I think I'm gonna look at it from both sides. From the player's perspective, yes, because you're getting ready for the draft. Most guys already have a feeling where they're going to be at. And also, too, some of these guys could be fundamental pieces to a franchise. Like, for example, I think in my personal opinion, like my mock draft, Will Anderson is number 1 overall pick. I don't see a quarterback in the top 5. That's just me. But
what
happened?
Look at Arkansas game. Look at it.
2-point conversion, good for Arkansas.
Are you serious?
Oh my God.
53-45 currently. So they went to go do one of those little like KJ Jefferson run towards the line of scrimmage and kind of dump pass.
Hot pass,
and it didn't. It didn't work, so we had to run outside and dump it off to the receiver coming back across.
Oh wow!
It was
wild.
It was a little backyard football.
Let's go. Look, he said Sean Spencer with the new look on podcasting. Let's go. Yeah, hey, put this in one of their polls, Andrew. The best look on screen. Let's go. I can dig it. So this is the point, and shout out to Colin Pashew and this week in Georgia football, who's saying anything can happen. You're absolutely right. I mean, you could slip and break your leg going out your house. Like anything can happen, but if you can help it, and just like Nathan said, that your stock is right here. Like you're about to be a top 10 or a top 15 pick, which is that kind of money. You're gonna sit here and be like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a break. I'm just gonna do it. Because the thing is, the guys on the other team are giving it at all. If you have any kind of hesitation in your mind, I do think you need to stop, because that could cause you to get hurt. And that's what I mean. You got a chance, man.
I think they should do it like with the Pro Bowl. I think if you just play one half, you're done. That's it.
Right.
Because I think you could still. I feel like you could use the bowl games to elevate your draft stock. I think. Well, the regular season is over, so my regular season performance, I'm okay. I think this is an opportunity for example, Jacob Copeland or Raheem Jarrett. I think they could use the bowl games to elevate their draft stock more. But just because we played just the regular season, I think that cements my draft stock. And no, and then also too, a lot of guys are taking advantage of the NL money. So I would try to make as much money with the NL deals before going pro.
Yeah.
I mean, and to your point, you got to go back to some of these guys that it's been proven where Hakeem Nicks, who played for West Virginia, they played in North Carolina in a bowl. He had a 4-touchdown game in senior year and ended up getting picked early, by the Giants. He definitely moved up, ended up becoming a Super Bowl winner with the Giants. Yeah. You know what I mean? These games definitely have an impact on draft stock and on, things going forward. Now, some of these guys, not so much. Like we said, Will Anderson, some of these guys that we've already seen what they can do, it's not going to change it any which way. The number one team is going to pick whoever they're going to pick already. And speaking of this, Nick says, I don't know, he thinks that number one team's got to take a quarterback.
Now, I got a new idea on this.
They should have did it last year. Why take Derrick Henry at number 3 when you had an opportunity to get a quarterback last year? Why not build on the defense?
The reason you do that last year is because you want the full year to see if Davis Mills is your guy. You've seen this full year. He's clearly not your guy. Now you go with another high pick and go get your quarterback. But here's a new idea that it's mostly just shits and giggles that I'm throwing it out there. Do you guys remember who the first ever pick by Houston was?
David Carr.
David Carr.
Right.
Go throw those Browns picks, go get Derek Carr, and then build your defense, go get Will Anderson with the first pick.
Wow. I could see that.
I don't think they'll do it. I think they'll draft a rookie.
Hold on. You mean trade? So trade your first overall. So trade for Derek Carr.
No. Trade for Derek Carr, but use the Browns picks that you got for Deshaun Watson. Use their first round pick, which is going to be 10 to 15 somewhere in there. Use it this year, and then use the second and third round picks from that Browns trade as well.
So I have a question. So who does Derek Carr have? Who is he throwing the ball to?
Devontae Adams, Derek Walker,
Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins.
And then you go,
and there's a lot of receivers that are going to move around this offseason. Look forward to it. T. Higgins being one of them, because they got to pay Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase right away. T. Higgins ain't going to get that money in Cincinnati. Look for him to be moved.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me make sure this right. Brandon Cooks, who wanted to be traded, wasn't happy. Nico
but
Collins,
if they get him a solid quarterback, then he might be happy again.
That's the thing. That's the thing. He wanted to be traded.
Oh, no way.
50,
so we had the touchdown on Kansas. They went for the 2-point attempt. And
they missed it?
Well, they didn't get it, but targeting was called.
They're going to get another shot.
Me personally, I think that if I'm Houston, I would really like to know how they're going to go forward. You drafted Derek Stingley. You have to have some type of identity. I just hate to see a quarterback drafted and you're still getting the same results. And then 2-3 years later, we're like, oh, that didn't pan out. I think just build on their defense and take it from there. Me personally.
Yeah. You got it. I mean, but you also have to have the same coach for multiple years. And you also have to have the same, yes. We've seen teams do this. Like San Francisco's done it, where you build and you constantly are getting the top 5 picks and you're building up. I mean, we'll see. This second half of the season, Houston has not been out of any game. Like they've been losing, yes, but think about that Dallas game where they should have won
overtime with
Kansas City too.
Kansas City, absolutely. So Houston, I think, is right around the corner, and Lovey's the guy to do it. We know what he can do, but it's going to be interesting to see if you want to make that move and go quarterback. Because then the question is Bryce Young a franchise changer? Is he somebody, if you get a quarterback, or if you don't, then you go defense, and it's like, is Will Anderson that type of guy?
Yeah.
Okay, but what defines what defines a franchise changer? Because when I look at Carolina, they made a trade for Sam Darnold. That didn't pan out.
Sam Darnold's not that good.
I mean, Kenny Pickett.
I think somebody like a Trevor Lawrence, who even last year when they were really bad with everything going on, he still threw for over 3,000 yards.
But I'm thinking, if you draft Bryce Young, is he getting the Tim Couch treatment? Like, you're not putting anything around him. I just hate for quarterbacks to be drafted to crappy teams and you put nothing around them.
Now, see, I can't say there's nothing around him right now because you have an above-average offensive line. You have Dameon Pierce. Currently, as constructed, you have Cooks and Collins. You might get John Mechie back. We'll see what happens with him.
Right.
John Mechie.
So if you can convince Cooks to stay, that's a good offense if you get the right quarterback in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's also the thought process, just throwing things out Houston could do. You continue to build that defense this year, and then run it back with Davis Mills and Driscoll and whoever else you want to throw in there. And then who's sitting at the top of the 2024 draft? Mr. Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. That guy is a franchise changer. That is an absolute franchise changer. So I think that's a real possibility that I think Houston could be considering.
Can you put that
Johnny,
one coming
he
back
hasn't
up
messed with that O-line
Nick
there.
said about the Bears? Actually, Dick Duran was actually your best coach.
Dick Duran? Was that a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Bears in 1903.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
I was going to say, it's definitely a joke because Lovey got them to a Super Bowl. So
he said, no, he wasn't. Alex, that's why I see Cooks out of Houston, especially with Mechie coming back.
Well, Mechie might not ever play it down in the NFL. We don't know what's going to happen with that.
We don't know, yeah.
It's also looking at
But again, like, I get what you're saying. I just hate to see good talent on bad teams, and you're not putting anything around it, because history has shown.
They get drafted first overall for a reason. It's going to the worst team in the football.
Right. But I'm saying, like, realistically, can you see, like, let's be honest, can you see a T. Higgins going to play for Houston Texans, especially with the history that they have and all the stuff that they're still dealing with in the midst of the Deshaun Watson thing?
As a wide receiver, I think you absolutely could go there, because look at the receivers they've had recently. You've had a DeAndre Hopkins. You've had an Andre Johnson. They've had a history of building these elite number one receivers. So I think if you're a guy like T. Higgins who has the potential to be a number one receiver, I think you absolutely consider going there. And at the same time, it's a trade, so you don't necessarily have a say. If the team wants to do right by you, they'll get your opinion. But the team doesn't have to ask you where you want to go. They can just trade you.
I'm sorry, there was a connection. There was a lag. I couldn't understand.
Okay.
The last part. I'm sorry.
I'm just watching because Kansas is now finally going for two again. They had all that review for the targeting. They got set up, called a timeout. Oh, and now Arkansas calls a timeout.
Of course, to double ice it. To fill in the late game, the Texas Tech Raiders are tied 7-7 with Ole Miss. Take a look there.
The bad team took the first picks.
Nick talking about Higgins in a Bears jersey. That's actually where I think he goes to.
He wants to go play for that team? Interesting.
Well, you got your quarterback.
Mooney, Fields.
If you go, like, Higgins is a number one receiver. He's got that build. He's got that talent. You go get Fields a true number one receiver where Mooney can go back to being your number two and Claypool can be a big body number three on the outside. you finish off that offensive line. You've got the running backs there. That's a scary offense.
You got Cole Kmet at tight end. He can definitely help out. We'll see. But again, they also need defense, which is why I was leaning on Will Anderson going over to Chicago.
Yeah.
I have them taking Jalen Carter.
I actually agree. I think Jalen Carter's the guy.
Yeah.
Because you look at Eberflus's defense. By the way, 2-point convert, good. We're going to triple overtime.
Wow. Classic.
That's a classic.
Eberflus's defense in Indianapolis was predicated on DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, those interior defensive linemen. Yep. You go get Jalen Carter. We're talking about franchise changers. Jalen Carter at the defensive tackle position is
especially
a franchise changer.
That Roquan Smith's going too. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. What do you guys think about this? Hendon Hooker. Where do you think, especially after an injury?
Second round, early third round tops.
That's kind of where I'm thinking too. And
yeah,
I'm thinking it's a team that has one of these older quarterbacks that can give Hendon Hooker that year to get fully healthy and then still get acclimated. Yeah. There's a few of those teams out there that definitely could. I wish he wouldn't have got hurt.
That messes with me. But also, real quick, Nate, before also, I wonder how much his days at Virginia Tech played into how we evaluate him. Because shout out to him, once he got to Josh Heupel in Tennessee, yes, he was lights out. He was amazing. But before, he wasn't great at Virginia Tech at all. So does he? I fear he has to get into a certain scheme, or his talents might, not get used correctly.
I think some of that goes into coaching.
Right. Absolutely.
Because there's coaches that help you with mature and growth. I mean, no disrespect to Virginia Tech, but they were an up-and-coming young football program.
As a Tar Heel, all disrespect to you in Virginia Tech.
Well, I mean, like, when you're trying to build a football program like that and you're putting all that pressure on his shoulders, like, they're not – and also to the competition. Like, there's really nobody that stood out to me to go, okay. I mean, he did all right. But I think when you have, like, he goes into Josh's system, you see the talent. Like, it's just more magnified than before. Man. So, I mean, I think transfer to Tennessee was a good thing for him. I might take some flack for this. I think he should consider staying. Get healthy and try. And I think if he considers staying, because
that's not a bad idea.
Because the late rounds, you're not getting the kind of money like top 15. Right. So if you get healthy, stay, you have a chance to not only potentially win a Heisman, but you could say, no, I could be a top 3 quarterback in next year's draft.
Right. You could only get better. And then that begs the question, if he does stay, does he become a franchise quarterback?
He's almost there now. That's the thing. Right. He's like right on the borderline of being that. So
you give him that extra year of experience in the system, polish it off. I mean, it can only be good for him. I mean, the only other downfall is you don't want something where you get hurt, again.
So. Well, and here's the big test as well, is your top 2 receivers went to the draft. They're already committed going to the NFL. Your third receiver there just decided to transfer.
Yeah.
So it would be a whole new set of weapons. So it would be another test.
Yeah. And we'll see really how good he is. Johnny says Hooker to the Jags.
Wow. So we're throwing the white flag on Trevor Lawrence. Interesting.
Well, no, just as a backup.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, see,
he'd be a good backup.
Ben's next comment, I really like that idea.
Let me see.
Hooker to Vegas.
I could
just
see
because I think they're getting a certain Tom Brady for a year or two.
Yeah.
You let
not
Hooker
as the
get
starter.
Ready to go.
Yeah, can you play the really clip for me?
Yeah, not as a starter. I think we mean as a starter.
No. Not for like 2-3.
Really?
Yeah.
What's so bad about that, Nate?
No, I have Vegas taking. They need some miracles on defense. They are horrendously bad on defense.
This is like a second or third round pick.
Right. No, I say the first 3 rounds they need to focus on defense.
Well, if he goes out now, he might be around later in the draft. I mean, with that injury with that injury and how he played, he might not be that high in the draft. So you might be able to get him at a late 3rd or early 4th round.
Ben, I understood what you meant there. I just took it a little more seriously.
Okay,
the hooker to Vegas one. There's an
underlying
joke in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Sin City. Okay.
There you go. There you go, Jason Swade. I mean, Ben.
So the game is now over.
What happened?
55-53 Arkansas.
A safety?
Safety?
No, so once you get to the 3rd overtime, it's only the 2-point conversions back and
forth.
forth.
The 2 points back and forth. That's right.
So Arkansas got theirs. Kansas, because of the targeting, Jalen Daniels was hurt because the targeting was on. Daniels got hit in the head. So they had to back the quarterback in, tried that same little rollout and dump pass, and sailed it over the head.
Oh, man. So it ends like that. Damn.
Yeah.
What a classic. What a classic.
I agree, though. The quarterback should have just taken off and dove for the end zone.
Yeah.
You're at the 2-yard line. You're not that far.
Right.
That sucks.
That is absolutely crazy. So shout out to them. Yo, real quick, while we have you, man, look, you talked about the TCU Michigan game, Nathan. I mean, we got Alex here. What are your thoughts on that game? And then also the Georgia and Ohio State game.
I don't really know what everyone's panicking about the TCU. Like, everyone's acting like Michigan's like this underdog. Like, I was watching the first take, and they're all like, TCU, and I'm like, did I miss something? Like, yeah, TCU's having a great year, but it's Michigan. Mm-hmm. This is where Jim Harbaugh's his Wolverines, they always shine in these bowl games, these come playoffs. So I think it's going to be Michigan 35-24.
See, I'm kind of in the same boat. I got 35-17, and I got TCU getting 2 touchdowns quick, and then not getting much the rest of the way. Duggan and Quentin Johnston scare the hell out of me, but there's not another player on that team I'm worried about with Michigan. I think they're kind of where we were last year.
Yeah.
And we're much different than we were last year. Everyone coming into this season on that roster was, we want to beat Ohio State and we want to be playing for that national title.
But we almost
last
beat
year
you guys,
it was, you guys gave us a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Should have won that game.
You guys should have won that game. Absolutely. But last year it was compete with Ohio State and maybe make the playoffs. Now it's that bar's been raised. Now we want to compete for national titles. I'm still in the boat. I don't think we beat Georgia. I just want us to be competitive against Georgia if we get there. So I just think Georgia's still head and shoulders above everyone else. But I think we roll on TCU.
I can see it.
I agree. I mean, that 3-3-5 defense, I know Ohio State's used it. So
yeah, Colin, me too, man. Me too. I'm hoping for it.
It's coming. It's coming.
I hope you guys whoop on that team down south, and we can see you guys again.
What are you guys thinking about Georgia and Ohio State? Is it a foregone conclusion that Georgia's got it? Like, Alec, what do you think, man? Are you betting on it?
I'm not even touching that with a 10-inch pole. Not even. No, you couldn't convince me otherwise. I'm not touching a single. I'll watch the game, but I'm not putting money on that at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I will be watching that game very closely.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I'll be watching it, but I'm not putting no hard-earned money on that.
To me, I see 2 scenarios. I see Georgia either rolls on Ohio State or Ohio State steals a close one. To me, what would worry me about Ohio State is Georgia's one weakness the last few games of the season had been that secondary. Keely Ringo and them, you kind of got taken advantage of a little bit. I know most of it was in garbage time against LSU, but they were able to move the ball on you for like 500 yards.
Very true.
Well, CJ Stroud and Marvin Harrison Jr. are much better than what you were going against in LSU. So if that offensive line, which is a good offensive line for Ohio State, can give Stroud that time, look out. But I think Georgia can do everything we did to them. You can manhandle them. You can beat them with that ground game. You've got Bowers and McConkey and all those weapons on the outside that you can use in jet sweeps and short passes and long passes. I think Georgia's the better team, but I think Ohio State can expose that one tiny little weakness that Georgia's had this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, there's a couple areas that I'm really trying to zoom in on. One is that interior line of Georgia with Jalen Carter and them guys going up against the middle of that Ohio State line. You talked about their center. You talked about some of those guys, and that is definitely Georgia's strong suit. Another part is the secondary of Georgia. I mean, Keely Ringo, we know how the plays that he's made, especially last year. But hey, Colin was saying that's definitely been a struggle. And we're going up against, probably the best wide receiver in the country, and Marvin Harrison Jr.
I don't think there's any probably about that, I think.
Right. I mean, you've seen how he plays. Then you got a Mecca Amuka, the other wide receiver, and you might not have Travion Henderson, but you've got some running backs. So I definitely think one of the things that's going to be interesting is what the offense and the firepower in the passing game are able to do, but also in the running game. You know what I mean? We know about that stout Georgia defense. Can Ohio State run the ball and really kind of control the trenches with Georgia? I think that's going to be a huge, huge question.
If I had to pick one key matchup in this game, I mean, obviously Harrison Jr. versus Ringo, but I'm going JT Tuimoloau against Broderick Jones on that left tackle edge rusher matchup there, because that's two of the best of their positions, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch those two go at it. It'll be nice to see who wins, because my one issue with Jones is in his pass pro, he does tend to lunge a little bit. So he tries to throw that punch too early, and then he kind of leans and it sets up for that swim move, and it makes it a lot easier for the edge rusher to get by. Tuimoloau's good enough where if you give him anything, he's going to kill you for it. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that matchup, especially as a lineman, where I do sit there and watch those matchups a lot while the play's going on. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. Nathan, what are your thoughts about this one, man?
I think for me, the keys for this game is Georgia has to get the run game going early. It's going to be interesting to see how C.J. Stroud versus quote unquote the mailman, Mr. Ben Stinson, how they play. Because Karl Malone is the true mailman. Thank you. No, but seriously, I believe Georgia's ranked 41st in terms of getting to the quarterback, because who they played doesn't really sweep you off your feet, and they really do a good job of keeping their opponent's scores down. I mean, the only one that stood out the most was the Missouri game. So, watching Ohio State, us playing Maryland playing Ohio State, you're going to get a well-balanced offensive attack and defensive attack. So you really don't know how. You just got to really just be prepared overall. So, Ohio State, they take away the run game early. I don't think you can beat Ohio State in the air. I think it's more through the ground.
No.
So if Georgia does those things, I think Georgia can win the game. I say those Bulldogs win 40-37.
Oh, okay. I agree with Colin where he said that first play. the first play Ohio State touches the ball, they're going deep. They're testing that secondary early, see if they're sleeping or not. Score-wise, I'm going to say Georgia 42, Ohio State 24.
I can dig it. Alex, what are you thinking?
I'm looking at us not converting a first down right now. That's so terrible.
It's beautiful. I just saw that. I didn't want to say anything, but thank you. That was beautiful.
Jesus. This is why we should have went with Dante Moore. Just had to come back. Just had to come back.
I mean, he's 10 of 12 for 88 yards.
Yeah. It's just I wish we had Dante Moore for next season.
Your defense is giving up 3 touchdowns. I think that's kind of the problem there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's typical Oregon, though. It's Pac-12 offense. There's no defense in the Pac-12.
I feel like Bo Nix is the epitome of typical Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't mean disrespect by that, man.
Do you know what else is epitome? Tar Heels basketball.
Oh.
How about the Jayhawks?
Hey, we got back into the top 25. All right, we just
y'all actually came back. How long last
what
year?
a collapse!
Yeah, we don't have to talk about who they beat recently. We can just move on from that.
Right?
Oh,
yeah. Can we talk about Juwan Howard's team?
Hey, it was a good competitive game. That's all that needs to be said.
All I gotta say is you don't want to see the Wolverines in March. Just
damn right.
We got to make it.
One thing I know about
the way we're playing.
If it's one thing I know about Michigan basketball, you don't want to see them in March. You can go. You can get that win on them during the season, but I don't know. The Big Ten teams and the March Madness is just a different.
Trust me, I live with a Michigan State fan, and all she keeps telling me is March. Izzo's coming in March. I'm like, get out of here.
It takes us a while to warm up. We're frozen by the time basketball starts. It takes a while to warm up.
But look, I got to shout out my guy because I saw this and it's from one of the earlier games. And as this is a Christmas gift to my guy Alex, a lineman. I saw this and I know you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
I want to share it. He throws. Let me see. I just want you to take a look.
This play.
You get this Oklahoma State just dominating, balling out, and I mean he's doing his thing. But then you got number 61. Look at this guy. I mean, given everything he's got. Oh my goodness. The fact that he's running down there with him. And I was so mad at number 6. I was like, man, you need to give your guy some love. Alex, would that have been you rumbling down the field with your receiver?
Oh, absolutely. I was just going to say, this is one where as a lineman, you're just like, okay, how close can I get to him before he gets the end zone? Like, so you can watch the tape and be like, see, I was like 5 yards behind you. Like, yeah, this is one where you just haul and give everything you got to try and get there as close as you can to him. Like, I used to do that all the time.
Shout out to Oklahoma State. I saw that today and I was like, I have to show this. I have to show this. I know that would be you. And I'd be like, Alex, come on, let's go.
That was good. That was really good.
I love those.
So right now it's 21-14. North Carolina. Look, I said Washington. North Carolina is up on Oregon. That offense is on the field.
That offense is off the field.
Wait, it's 39.
That offense is off the field.
Oh, come on, guys.
I just love how Sean said Washington and started going through other teams that Oregon lost to.
Right.
It's not Sunday, Sean.
Right. Got to take the hat off. It's the hat, man. It's the hat. Shoot, and the shirt. I would like to thank my non-North Carolina attire to my fiance. Got into a little tiff before I left, and I said, you know what, I'm leaving. And I walked out, and I was like, dang, I could tuck my tail between my legs and go back and get this North Carolina stuff where I could just leave and be like, yeah, I left. That's right. I still got to walk back into that house. Here we go.
Do you need a vest?
Say again, Nate.
He muted himself again. Yeah.
I'll say you're come back to seeing the stuff missing.
Right.
The whole place is just going to be green and white. Just green and white everything.
She already said, man.
The crazy part is I was debating on Saturday just to go to a good old Michigan bar and try to troll Michigan fans. But I was like, you know what? I've seen people do it before, and it never ends well for them. So I'm gonna just blend in with the crowd and just be
there
like,
you go.
Exactly. Right. Go team. Go team.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.